What do you think, Sally? Should we make a video? Good afternoon, everyone. This is Joel. I want to do a quick video about my experience installing the Obsessed Garage modern day collaboration vacuum system, what I think of the unboxing, the instructions, and maybe give you a couple tips if you install the system in your garage. So the box came pretty quickly from UPS yesterday. You can see I have it installed in my garage. When I first opened the box, I was kind of overwhelmed because there was a bunch of pieces in it that I didn't know I was getting. I just ordered the vacuum itself. It was supposed to come with a power cord, which we'll get into that in a second. There was no description on how long that power cord is, so I kind of just went by a rough feeling everything out. It came with the muffler, a couple PVC pieces that we'll talk about. This hose is a Centec unit that I ordered off of Amazon separately, so we'll talk about that. I just got the unit itself from Obsessed Garage. I didn't want to spend the extra money for the Cox hose reel and their hose. But when I opened it up, there was a bunch of pieces, parts that kind of overwhelmed me. But I think what it was is it came with the PVC pieces for the hard plumb kit if you were to attach it to your hose reel. So thank you for sending that to me, Obsessed Garage. When I first opened, I'm like, what the heck am I going to do with all these? Because there was no diagram or instruction. That extra pieces kit for the hard plumb kit is an extra $21. But thank you, Obsessed Garage. It was a surprise when I opened it. So it came with a bracket that you will find a stud and mount that metal bracket with a couple big heavy duty screws. I just did 2 vertical screws holding that plate on. And then this will slide right down. It came with a power cord, a couple of these fuse connectors that you'll install, a cap that you will put on the side. You can have the intake come from either side, and then the muffler is always coming out of the one side. It did come with 2 microfilter bags. You can see the part number there. They had to make new bags to handle the power of the system. So it came with really only 3 pieces. This was in the box and talked about the muffler and everything. I guess if you exhausted it out the side of the building. But right there it talks about clamps and rubber coupling located inside dirt receptacle. They were not. So I don't know what that is in reference to. There's the one sheet here. Air relief valve information on the back, but I had this one paper, and then it looked like they came up with a kind of generic, just printed flyer here. It wasn't a whole lot of information on that. But it says right there you need a 20 amp circuit, which I am running that on a single one. I'm not going to have other things running onto it. But it was kind of weird. The instructions here talk about a secure mounting bracket that has holes provided 13 to 16 inches stud center. It does not. It is a new type of metal plate that attaches to the wall. I just did 2 center screws to hold that on. So that threw me off. And then this threw me off. It came with 2 little leads that you put over the low voltage wires on the side of the unit, I guess to make the unit turn on and off. It kind of fools it into, I guess there being some kind of connection there. So it came with 2 1/4-inch spade terminals that you install. So on the back left of the unit, I just push these leads on and that enables it to work. There you can see the reset button, and there's where the power cord plugs in. And here's your on-off switch. There's not really a good diagram or any markings or lettering or anything on these pieces, so let's go over and look at what I needed to put together what I have so far. So like I said, it came with a bunch of PVC pipes, so I had to figure out which one I was going to actually use. This one was pretty self-explanatory. It's just a cap that goes on the side of the unit that you are not running your hose out of. So like I said, you can run that out of either side. It came, I take the lid off, that just pops right off. There's the bag. And there was a PVC piece that you'll see has these little separations that push in from the inside to lock it in to this conduit piece here. So this little angled part will go down, and that's what the bag goes onto. I don't really want to pull that off. So you'll see that piece, it jumps out at you because it has an angled and like a weird wedge system to it that holds the bag on. And then you have this flange part that pops on there. It came with this black adhesive backed foam ring, which I guess I put on the right spot because it was just floating around in the kit and didn't even tell you where to put it. But I think that provides the seal on the inside of the unit. Boy, what a bear it was to get this PVC piece through this flange from the inside. I really thought I was going to break it. I actually had to warm up with my heat gun this plastic a little bit so I could get it to flex to pop through. Again, no instructions. You can watch YouTube videos that they put on, but it's very, very in-depth, them mounting it through the wall and different systems and changing the electrical cord and everything else, but no real basic explanation on how to assemble this thing here. So there's just your cap on that side. And then as far as the muffler, you could have it, I guess, facing vertical if you were coming in from your vacuum on that side, but I have it facing down. So I just grabbed one of the 90-degree elbows here with a short little, it's probably about a 6 or 8 inch PVC pipe, and then the muffler just popped on that. I guess it doesn't matter which way the muffler goes on. I guess you can put it on either angle. But, and then this is just my hose here from my Centec hose that luckily was able to just squeeze in, and it makes a pretty good seal there. I just pushed it in. I didn't have something that fits on the outside. So just a little weird on getting everything set up there. Then I did some panel prep to clean the paint on the outside and did stick on the sticker. I do like their decal. So let's go ahead and turn the unit on, and I'll tell you what I like about it so far and what I don't like. Extremely, extremely quiet. And extremely powerful. Even with that smaller, like 1.25 inch hose. My neighbors are going to love this because I don't have some big loud shop vac. I just love it. It's just a nice sound and quiet. I love the fact that I can just grab that hose off the wall and vacuum and hang it back up when I'm done. Yes, it's a little janky, I know, but it's a cheaper way to do this. The Centec hose, I'm going to post the link for it in the description below, was about $51. It is a 30-foot hose, but this hose is so nice and flexible. I can't believe the difference that it made detailing the interior of a customer's vehicle yesterday. How easy that hose is just to navigate. It's not too thick, there's not a lot of weight to it. It doesn't wear on your wrist, it's not awkward in the vehicle. On the end, I did have to fabricate to get it to accept this long vacuum crevice tool. I made a PVC adapter that holds both by heating that up with a heat gun and then popping that in. So I kind of had to fabricate my own PVC adapter for that using a heat gun. You'll see videos of people doing that on YouTube. But let's go get my sheet that I put together. We'll talk about the things I do like and don't like about the system so far after using it just for one day. So I was experimenting with this. This is the Milwaukee Dust Collector Vacuum Remote Switch. But I ordered one of these because I thought I would be able to get away with using it. Type below in your comments what you would think. But the description for this unit goes anywhere from one piece of literature will say it's a 12 amp, another one says it supports 15 amp. But I even called Modern Day Today to ask them. They don't recommend, unless they see all the specs, using a third-party type remote switch like this. But I was playing with it for a minute yesterday, and that thing just straps on your wrist like a little wristband. It was amazing having that drawn all the way out and be able to turn it on and off remotely with the switch. So I wish Obsessed Garage, maybe they will later, came out with a sleek. The wrist adapter thing is a brilliant idea, or make that so you can just install it on the end of the pipe tightly on your vacuum hose and be able to turn on and off the unit. I'm not going to chance putting any strain or voiding my warranty with that expensive of a vacuum, so I'm ditching this for now. Modern Day sells, it's called the RF915. If you go to Modern Day's website, it's $125 for their kind of very old school looking remote and adapter that plugs into the side of that thing. Don't think it would be good for a detailing purpose. I think it's maybe something that you would install on your vacuum if you were using a central air vacuum in your hose. Let's do the bad first. The instructions, I didn't like them. Very little detail. I didn't even know where to put the foam ring. Hopefully I got it in the right spot. Hard to install flange connector. Weird fuse thing that I didn't know I'd have to do. Not a big deal. No information on how long that power cord is. So I just kind of held the unit up there. Let's kind of get a tape measure and see how long that cord probably is. If I had to guess, I would say about a 5-foot cord. I don't want to take it all apart and really measure it. So I would ideally like it even more to the left here on this wall, but to be close to that outlet down there. I'm right there. I didn't want to put it over in the center of the garage because this garage is already short as it is. If I have a vehicle working in here, I didn't want the tailgate to come up and hit the vacuum. So just install this cheap little bracket up there to hold the hose. So weird power cord orientation. You would think that would be in so that you could drop it downwards, but it kind of goes in an up configuration, but there's enough room in the bracket to run behind the vacuum. Just kind of a weird orientation. Various misinformation on how often you're going to change the bag. One person on their YouTube video said you might have to do it once a year. Another guy said in the video, if you do a really dirty car, you might have to change it after that car. Well, I'm sure it lasts several dirty vehicles. Time will tell. I did do a little research and just ordered another set of 5 bags. They are only $20.14 through Obsessed Garage for a 5-pack of their special bags that you use. Like I said, the unit does come with 2. I wish you could just buy their hose in unit, but you can either buy the unit itself or their whole solution that comes with tons of accessories, the really long, I think 50-foot hose, and it adds quite a bit more expense. So I bought this hose separately on Amazon, and the link for that will be below. That's around $51 for the Centec 30-foot hose. So let's talk about the good things and what I love. The power is crazy. Make sure you check your vehicle and don't suck up a glove or a sock or something that a kid left in there, because you clog that line up, good luck getting it out. I love, and the reason I bought it is not just the power, but how quiet the unit is. I am in a residential neighborhood with this garage open on a nice day, and I'm vacuuming, and the neighbors don't have to hear a loud, annoying shop vac. I like the mounting bracket. That was easy enough to mount, and it seems very sturdy, even with just 2. They say to use 2 1.5-inch long sturdy screws. I think mine were about 1.25-inch long that I came up with, but they worked great, and it seems to be holding very well. I love the idea that when this gets dirty, I don't have to dump out a nasty shop vac and blow out the filter with a compressed air gun or tornado blow gun. I'm just going to change that bag out. And for about $4-5 before shipping and everything a bag, it's not too expensive. Real quick, some measurements. The thickness of this vac hose going into the connector here is 1.8 inches in diameter. The Centec hose diameter itself is 1.56 inches. And the nozzle here at the end, if I pop that tool off, 1.22 inches at the end of the nozzle. But it doesn't seem to inhibit the power at all. It is amazing. And I'm sure there's different connections on here. You could unscrew that and put a bigger pipe. But wow, for being a narrow diameter hose, the sound isn't real annoying. Oh geez, settle down. I mean, the power is crazy, guys. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know if you buy one of these units, what you found installing it, or things that maybe they can improve. Maybe they'll read these comments, and the feedback will help them out in the future. So far, loving it, and it's a great purchase. All right, guys, take care.